We put the focus on Ithaca here in this portion of the morning show. And to join us is Melissa Sprecher, James Nee as well. They're the instructors in the studio with us. And we'll also talk to Tyler Steinmetz along with Jaden Boland, Alyssa Olson, and Autumn McBain about what they're doing. We're going to be talking a little bit about, in fact, we talked recently about careers last week, but today kind of talking about what they're doing, some non-traditional things at Ithaca. We start with you, Melissa, and good to have you back in the studio.
Great. Thanks for having us, Phil.
Yeah, so it's an exciting time. I think the program has really blossomed here over the last few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, a few years ago when I took on the position of agriculture, it was at that time combined with tech ed. I didn't have a tech ed certification, so we talked about it and decided that would be a good time to split that position. And so we have a full-time agriculture, and we brought on a full-time tech ed teacher with Mr. Nee. And basically we were able to offer then twice as many classes in each of those pathways, which was great because it really helped us to blossom into what we were able to offer our students. And then also with the YA program, more instruction that we had in-house as well.
Have you noticed more participation then in that time?
Oh, definitely. I think it's interesting to see when we look at like James' schedule and my schedule across from each other, how many, like add those kids up, how many kids we have going into those classes. And it's just a great opportunity to be able to offer more to the kids, but also to be able to give them a wide variety within the same pathways. So like obviously in agriculture, there's lots of things that different pathways they can go down. So it's great to be able to offer the animal science and the plant science and, like the landscaping and things like that, as well as being able to have the opportunity to do technical education classes too with Mr. Nee.
Yeah, James, things have changed a little bit in terms of classes. You've got a lot more opportunities now for the kids than you did a few years ago, right?
Yeah, so when I started, like Melissa said, they split the position into two. But yeah, we've had a huge growth, and I'm actually teaching 8 hours a day. So being able to add a few more courses to offer for student needs, and it's really good for the students.
So what are some examples of the classes that you offer?
Yeah, so I have a wide range. So we do woodworking, welding, small engines. We do a life skills class. I teach middle school, an ag mechanics class, and then we do like a construction and then like a 3D printing CAD class as well.
So you went to Ithaca. You didn't have that many opportunities when you went there.
No, that's what's difficult. And like Melissa was saying, formerly it was one instructor who taught both ag and tech ed. And I really didn't get to take tech ed classes till I was a senior because just the offset hours, which it's nice to be able to have students now being a freshman being able to take courses.
And you have middle school students as well, right?
Yeah, we have middle school. Melissa and I and then two other teachers, we do an exploratory. So we have them for 9 weeks right away in the morning. But next year, too, we're hoping to add to that to give middle school students more options.
And in terms of the facilities that you have, you have to make do with a lot of things in a short amount of space, right?
Yeah, so when the position was split, obviously we needed 2 classrooms. So the classroom that I was teaching in to start with agriculture now became the tech ed classroom because they needed a classroom, and then that's attached to the shop. And I was actually moved into the old English teacher's room. So for those who had classes with Mrs. Crook and Mrs. Murphy, that's the room I'm in now, which definitely puts some limitations on us. The room, first of all, isn't very big. And anyone who's been to other schools in the agriculture department, you know how much stuff it takes to teach all these different classes. Right now, I think I have 4 or 5 planters in my room starting flowers and different things because our greenhouse isn't ready to fire up. We're going to start that hopefully going into this week as we start getting plants in and stuff. But just not a lot of room to work with, which is unfortunate. I know some other schools are doing some great things with their animal labs. Calico down at Riverdale she's bringing in animals all the time, but we are very limited in what we can do with that because we don't have the space or facility to be bringing animals in to do a lot of stuff. So we do go out to the farm and we do some hands-on stuff. Luckily, we have a farm as well, so we can go out and do that. But again, we're limited as far as getting to the farm, having time to get there, and then it's only the students in the class that can go. Whereas if we had a facility where we could have large animals or small animals come in, with us being a K-12 building, it would get opportunities to the entire school to be able to go and see those different animals and learn about them as well.
If money weren't an object and you could wave a magic wand, like what would you like to see, in terms of a facility?
Well, on the way here, Autumn said, what did you say? We have an Ithaca, a whole Ithaca farm, she said, which that sounds like a lot of extra work for us. But no, what I'd love to do is I'd love to have a small, small animal lab where we could have some small animals in there that we could be working with and give some kids the opportunity to have their SAE project in there, because some kids just don't have the facility to do that. I'd love to have like a chicken coop area where we could have some kids where right now we're hatching eggs, but we're selling the chicks because we have no place to put them. So to be able to have kids have that opportunity. And then a large animal lab as well, where we could bring in, when we're talking about ruminants, let's bring in some ruminants and we can, be looking at them and talking about, the different things that we do with them and talking anatomy and, do some things like show like, okay, this is how you would do an IV if you were, doing this in the vet, or this is where you would take the blood. Because it's one thing to tell the kids this is where you do it, but to actually see it on the animal is a completely different thing. And then it's just the whole thing of having the younger kids in the school, like especially our elementary, that don't have exposure to agriculture, to show them like where your food comes from. And one thing we've been trying to do, I would love to do, we've talked about it for a couple of years, is we'd love to do like a pet grooming business to help some kids out to get started in that. That's a great career path to go down. There's just not enough out there, especially in our area. And to be able to help some kids learn how to do that and then send them out to start their own business would be amazing.
James, you kind of have a lesson in utilizing a small space. You've been able to kind of get a lot done in a short amount of time. I'm guessing that's kind of a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We're in about a 40 by 50 shop in all those different subjects teaching. So, cleanup is always a huge part, trying to keep everything organized and making sure everyone's safe. And so what is the difficulty with that is having to limit the size of my classes, because even though I could fit 20 kids in there, it wouldn't be comfortable or safe. But yeah, we definitely have to really plan. And over the last 4 years, a lot of things have changed just to try to make everything more efficient.
You brought along a couple of tech ed students with you today. Can you tell us who and why?
Yeah, so first off, Tyler Steinmans. He's a senior this year, so been with me for 4 years. Definitely helped build my program, which is awesome. And even this year now, he's coming back and volunteering, and he's a teacher assistant for me in one of my classes. And then we have Jaden Boland. She's also our valedictorian this year, so congrats to her. She has also been with me since a freshman, taking courses and also helped build the program. So I thought they'd be both come in here and talk about how things have changed over the past 4 years. Okay.
Well, let's put them on the spot then a little bit if we could. Tyler, welcome back to the studios.
How are you today, Phil?
Great. Tell us a little bit about your classes that you've taken over the course of the last 4 years here.
Well, I was originally in freshman year, I took automotive. Then I did an intro to welding. I've been in ag mechanics. I've been now in advanced welding. I've been in woods class. Pretty much everything he offers I've taken over the 4 years.
So you could almost teach the class then, right?
Well,
sounds like you're
hard.
almost doing it.
I don't know if I could do that.
So this is all kind of gearing you up toward the future. What would you like to get into when your schooling days are done?
Well, I'm going to Southwest Tech for ag mechanics. So that ag mechanics class that I took with him definitely prepared me for what I'm going to be getting into, and I got a real feel for what I will be doing.
You were able to work on some old tractors, is that right?
Yeah, I was actually working on your dad, Mr. Nee's dad's tractor.
Yeah, there you go. Forgot who you were talking to.
Yeah.
But that had to be fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. Tearing stuff apart, rebuilding it, and then putting it back together. Always a great challenge.
And helping out in the classroom, did that kind of get you thinking about maybe someday being an instructor?
Well, it's definitely taught me a lot of things. It's definitely taught me that I should give more props to teachers because they go through a lot. But no, I think I'll be not going down the teacher path.
Not down that path.
No.
What area of ag mechanics would you like to get into, though?
I was thinking about diesel, like tractors and some light duty pickups, probably. Definitely down that area.
Does it seem like your 4 years of high school have gone by pretty fast, Tyler?
Oh, they've flown by.
And
so
you've enjoyed your time at Ithaca?
Yes, I have enjoyed it a lot.
And are you out for a spring sport?
Yes, I'll be doing baseball in the spring.
That should be starting here real soon.
Yeah,
so
real soon.
Yeah.
Beginning of March.
bring on some nice warm weather.
Yeah,
Hopefully
let's hope.
we'll get that real soon.
Yeah.
So, well, good. Thanks for coming in
Thank
today,
you.
Tyler. And Jaden Boland is here. As James mentioned, the valedictorian there. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome. So, in terms of your schooling, have you taken a lot of tech ed classes as well?
Yeah, my freshman year I did woods and welding. And then now I'm taking advanced woods and what's it called? Intro design tech or something, like CAD class. And then last year I also took construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better preparing you for life. What
Yeah.
would you like to get into when your schooling days are done?
Architecture. That's why I took like the CAD class, because it would probably help me with the programming and stuff and like 3D modeling.
Wow. That's fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
And I know they've been able to get some new equipment out there as well, like
Yeah.
3D printers and things like that.
Yeah.
That have
A few new ones.
helped you out there. So good. Valedictorian is pretty impressive. So this last quarter, you're going to get a C- in Phi Ed or something, or just for the heck of it, or
No. No. I'll keep my grades up.
I'm just kidding. You,
yeah.
Chris. But in terms of what you'd like to do post high school, then other than architecture, would you like to maybe wind up back in the area, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, probably maybe in the area. Otherwise, depending if I come out of college, maybe stay in that area. All depends on where my job takes me probably.
What are some other things that you've been involved in terms of extracurriculars at Ithaca?
I do sports, so I've done volleyball, softball, I've done track, and I'm in a few clubs like FBLA, NHS, Sources of Strength, art club. I'm trying to think what else. Forensics. I already said FBLA, I think. Yeah, so I'm in a few different clubs.
Keeps you busy.
Yeah, I like doing all the different stuff.
Are you in music?
No. I want to learn guitar, but it's been busy with forensics, so.
And forensics did pretty well, I understand, last week.
Yeah, everyone got good scores when we competed, and it was hosted at Ithaca.
What area are you in forensics?
We do group interpretation. So I'm with a group, and you read a sheet of paper off with, like, hand motions and stuff.
Okay. Who else is in your group with you?
Me, JC, Brindley, Annabeth, and Maylee.
Well, good. Congratulations. And the next level is coming up soon then?
Yeah, district coming up soon, yeah.
District. And then what's it going to take if you're going to get to state?
I think you need to get a 17.
Okay. Or better?
Yeah. And it goes up to 20, so you can only lose 3 points, otherwise you're out.
Is that something that was a little bit out of your comfort zone maybe when, you get into forensics or not?
Yeah, when I first started, it was really scary. Like, the first time competing, I was, like, really shaking. And now it's fine. I've gotten used to it, like, competing in front of different people and judges. But it's definitely prepared me for when I've had to do speeches, like I had to do one at the Veterans Day, and it definitely prepared me for that.
Yeah, put you on the spot a little bit when you're up in front of everybody
Yeah.
like that. So, how do you think the classes like tech ed classes have helped you or better prepared you for life, I guess?
I think just teaches me basic skills that will be helpful when I'm older, that I can do by myself versus, like, having to pay someone to do it for me. I'll be able to I'll know how to do it myself. Like, yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
We'll take time out and come back with more on the morning show. We're talking with students from Ithaca Schools here, along with their instructors, Melissa Sprecher and James Nee, here on the morning show from WRCO. Welcome back to the Morning Show studios at WRCO Radio. We are focused on Ithaca Schools for a time here today. Melissa Sprecher, we've heard from a couple of students so far, and you brought along a couple of students with you as well. Maybe you could introduce them and why you brought them today.
Yeah, I would love to. So I brought two of my sophomore kids, Alyssa Olson and Autumn McBain. So these ladies took my floriculture class last year, and they've been on my floriculture team. And I've had them since they were in middle school when we had the exploratories, and they joined FFA. So it's been great to have them as part of that group. In fact, Alyssa is on my officer team this year. Autumn is one of my chairmen, and Alyssa's did conduct of chapter right in middle school, and then she's on the parliamentary procedure team too. So in addition to being ag kids, they're great FFA kids. The thing I love about them, in addition to a whole lot of other things, is that they're girls that did not come from agriculture background. Because a lot of times when we think agriculture school and FFA, we think, oh, kids that are farmers or they're from a farm. And it's getting more and more where we don't have kids that live on farms. And so a lot of our members at FFA are what we call non-traditional ag kids. But it's great to have them because they have so much to offer our organization.
So, Alyssa, what prompted you to want to get involved in FFA?
Honestly, so many things. Like Melissa said, we don't have like an agricultural background, so it was nice to get in some agriculture classes and learn more about it.
And what classes have you been taking then?
Like she said, I took floriculture last year. Fortunately, I didn't have any room in my schedule for this year, but I'm definitely planning on taking more next year.
Okay, good. And the pathway, what would you like to possibly get into for a career someday?
Oh, I don't know. I was kind of thinking somewhere forensics, maybe meteorologist, some maybe graphic design, all over the place, honestly.
Better prepares you for everything.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sure.
Good to keep your options open.
Yeah, absolutely. And in FFA, you're an officer, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a reporter.
A reporter. What does the reporter do?
I'm in charge of all the media, so I'm in control of what gets posted and what doesn't.
Okay. So you can filter out the good stuff or bad stuff,
Yeah.
or something like that. Sure. You're involved in a lot of things at Ithaca. Tell me about some other clubs that you're in.
Yeah, I'm in FBLA, NHS, let's see, forensics. I think I'm book club a little bit.
Book club?
Yeah,
What is that?
It's like you basically just get together and like just talk about books or whatever you want to, honestly. And yeah, they have good snacks too, so that's
That's part of the motivation.
part of
then,
the
so-
motivation there. Yeah.
Sure. Didn't mean to cut you off. Anything else that you'd like to talk about in terms of clubs?
No, I think that's about it. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm also in band and choir. So yeah.
Now, do you have a trip coming up?
Yes, at the end of March here, we're going to New York City.
Wow.
yeah.
So what are you looking forward to seeing the most?
We're going to see 2 Broadway shows, Aladdin and Lion King. So that'll be really fun. And we're going to Hell's Kitchen, kind of the big variety of all that. And I think we're also going to the 9/11 monument. So that'll be fun.
Right. So a good opportunity there. Have you been to New York before?
No, I've never been to any big cities like that. So
Great. Well, have fun with that. That's
yeah.
coming
should
up
be
at the end of the year. And again, you're a sophomore, so you got a couple more years. Do you intend to take a few more classes then, agriculture related?
Yes, definitely. I think I'm going to stick with floriculture. I might take floriculture 2 next year because learning about the flowers and everything is really fun. So it's more hands-on. It's fun.
And you have the greenhouse, the FFA. I know you have a plant sale. Will you get involved in that, helping out with that?
Yes,
as well?
yeah. Last year I worked it, and a lot of people came and enjoyed the big baskets and stuff. So it was awesome. It was just really pretty, honestly. It was fun to see everyone coming in and enjoying the flowers that we planted. So
Sure sign of spring.
yes,
right?
yeah.
And Autumn McBain is here. Tell us a little bit about yourself as well, Autumn. What grade are you in?
10th grade,
10th grade. All right.
and I like to do a lot of like outside of school stuff. Like I enjoy volleyball and softball a lot. I would have to agree with the flowers. I'm also a part of floriculture. And this year I kind of went towards dairy a little bit. I kind of left floriculture area and milk products. I did that. I'm in choir. I'm not in band. And then I'm part of FCA, so Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
How often do you meet with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
Last year we did a lot more towards the end of the year. We just got it started this year, so it's every other week whenever the kids are able to meet up during our free class or period.
It sounds like you're involved in a lot of things at Ithaca then. So, and then in terms of, you mentioned the flowers and everything. Have you learned a lot about flowers and, arrangements and things like that?
Yes, so when we went out to, last year was UW Platteville, we did kind of basically took all day, and we kind of did a lot of testing and created our own arrangements for everything. Created some beautiful flowers and did a whole chart of plants and stuff.
So you make a basket and then you kind of go tell your mom that she needs to buy that for you then, right?
Yeah, I usually just give them to my mom.
I was going to say, yeah. And all of those things, Mother's Day coming up and whatnot. So, Melissa, when does the sale start then for your plants?
Yeah, so we'll be open the first weekend of May. We're open on that Saturday, and then through Mother's Day the next weekend, and then pretty much if anyone wants to come up during like right after school, we're open after school, so people can come up as well.
Great. Autumn, anything you'd like to do in terms of a career? Have you thought about that?
Probably healthcare around there. I don't really know what yet, but I really am into healthcare. So probably a nurse or something.
We need good healthcare workers, that's for sure. But I'm impressed, you and Alyssa too. You're not the traditional farm students and that kind of thing, but you're involved. You're interested in dairy as well.
Yeah, my aunt, she and her husband own a dairy farm, and my grandpa did beef for a long time. He doesn't do it anymore, and it just kind of made me want to get more involved in agriculture. And Miss Sprecker's really good at helping us get a really hands-on feel of agriculture and really wanting us to learn more about it. So,
are you an FFA officer as well?
no, I'm a chairman.
Chairman, okay. Very good. But do you aspire to maybe rise up in
Maybe
the ranks?
next year or the year after, probably. Probably
Okay.
not right now.
Great. Well, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate that. Melissa, you want to talk a little bit about dual credits too, if you would.
Yeah, so over the last few years, we've been able to, in our CT department, offer several dual credit classes. I think James and I have the most of those, but it's great because these kids can take our classes in-house and get high school credit for it, but they also get credit through Southwest Tech. So for instance, in my room, we have animal science and plant science. So if we have a kid that's going into agronomy, they can have 3 credits in their field of study and 3 credits that's electives before they even leave the building just by taking my classes. And then in addition, James has some over there as well. We have embedded in a lot of our classes as well certifications, which Mr. Nee is going to talk about a little bit. But these are some of them are certifications that are approved by state, and other ones are just great certifications for the kids to have as they enter their career field. So things like we have some safety ones. We have some for like meats. There's an animal science one, and I'll let Mr. Nee talk about the ones that he offers as well. And then also in our business department and in family consumer ed, they have some as well. So we're really trying to get these kids opportunities so that when they leave the building, first of all, they have certifications within their field of pathway that they're going to be going into, so they can, start kind of hit the ground running. Or if they're doing an internship, they kind of have that one, that leg up of, oh, I'm already certified in this, or I already have OSHA or whatever. And then also to help them have those credits before they go on to study at another university, whether it's university or Southwest Tech, or they're going into a trade school, that they have some of those credits already under their belt and taken care of before they ever walk in the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether they're going to a 4-year, a 2-year, or going right into the trades. They can use all of these, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. And, I have a kid who's going into ag business, and he's taking one of my dual credit classes. Even though it's not specifically a business class, it still has that agriculture base, so he can understand when he's working, with businesses that are agriculture field, like what's going on in that business. So if he's working with, a grain farm, he can understand, like, okay, this is what they're talking about. And again, a non-traditional ag kid doesn't come from an ag background, but just is really into that side of it.
Perfect. James, you wanted to talk a little bit about industry certification, if you would.
Yeah, I offer 2 industry-recognized certifications. The first one would be multimeter, so measuring electrical components and electricity. And both Tyler and Jaden will graduate with that certification, so that's really cool. And then the other one I offer is precision measurement instruments. So dial calipers, micrometers, even rulers and tape measures in there. And it goes through several tools, and just knowing how to use them correctly and safely, and then preparing them for if they choose to go out into the workforce. So those are pretty cool, and having our 2 seniors. We have actually a lot of seniors graduating with that, them being able to take that with them. And then, I do offer one dual credit class, and that'd be a welding class for Southwest Tech, which has gotten even more popular. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty awesome we're able to offer these opportunities for students.
And you've continued to go to Southwest Tech and get a little bit of qualification for yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I try to go up there whenever they have open weld nights, and I've created a pretty good relationship with the welding instructor up there to be able to just better myself and do professional development up there, and then also take that knowledge back to the students, which is really helpful.
And I was thinking when you were talking about some of the things that these students have done, whether or not they go into that career path, just having a general knowledge of electricity and things like that is certainly good, right?
Right. Yeah. And as Jaden said too, everyone wants to own a home someday or be able to fix things themselves. And it's really helpful to be able to have those skills, so you don't have to pay someone to fix your lawnmower or to fix a light or something along those lines.
The class, is it Pistons? What is the name?
Pistons the Pathway.
Pistons the Pathway.
And Tyler would be a graduate of it. And I believe it's 3 credits through Southwest Tech. So every Wednesday night, Tyler would have done this. He would have went to Philback Ford from 6 to 9 p.m. And they basically get done the automotive maintenance section if you were going to Southwest Tech for automotive technician. So they get that credit and be able to work on cars. And there's a lot of students over the years that have done that program, but not necessarily went into automotive. But I think just having those skills, because yet again, we all want to own a car, and being able those skills to be able to, maybe diagnose or figure out what's wrong with your car, and then maybe hopefully be able to fix it as well.
Sure. Maybe change your own oil then, right, Tyler?
Yeah, exactly.
Things like that. Could you talk about some things that you learned from it then?
I learned pretty much everything under the sun with cars, trucks. We did a lift module, and then we did a coolant, then we did oil, we did pretty much everything you could think of we did at that class.
Great. And a lot of people have benefited from it. In fact, I just had somebody in the studio last week that's now a parts manager at a car dealership, but that's how they started back in the day. So.
Yeah, it's really, truly something how you can start off by taking one of those classes and then becoming a manager of the store at someday. So
sure.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you guys would like to add today, Melissa or James?
Well, I think just one thing that James and I both share is that, we love teaching at Ithaca, and we have some great, supporters there, and we're doing the best we can with what we have. But it would sure be awesome if we could find a way to do some expanding, have some supporters, so we could offer more classes, more hands-on stuff, more certifications for the kids. I know there's some other schools that over the last few years have put in like a meat lab per se, like a smaller cooler, but then the facilities to cut up meat and be able to do a certification with the kids to teach them how to be, basically they could be, go into Richland Locker and already know what they're supposed to do when they get there. And I think that's a good skill too, even if you're just, a hunter, being able to understand how to, process meat and do those different things. And then there's a whole food science, portion of that as well. So a lot of those things that, we talk about the world of AI, and AI is going to take over so much stuff. Well, AI can't cut up a deer for you, and AI is not going to do the food processing. Can it help us make it better and faster? Yes, but you'll always have to have that human component. And just some of those skills that, are skills you can use in your everyday life too. So.
Yeah, very well said. Anything else, James, that you like
just piggybacking off of what Melissa said. Yeah, we just want to try to provide even a better learning environment and opportunity for our students. And what's biggest in my area is just safety. We don't have a dust collection system. We don't have a lot of room. So being able to offer more room and industry, equipment, and just cleaner environment would be definitely huge for these students.
And you've been able to get some backing from some area businesses as well, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of support, and we did have an anonymous donor last year help us with a match grant. So we did get a lot of new equipment last year, which was pretty awesome. And what these students have started with 4 years ago, it's a lot different equipment than what it is now. Just trying to get rid of homeowner equipment and try to get industry equipment is huge.
And Melissa, FFA week last week, did you do anything with your FFA chapter at Ithaca?
Well, we survived.
Survived. Well,
I think that's always the goal of the FFA advisor, is to survive FFA week. But yeah, we did a lot of fun stuff. We had dress-up days every day. We did fun activities during the day. We had an ice cream party, but we're going to move that into this week of doing our ice cream party that we do. We work with the DARE Promotion Board for that and do that with middle school and high school. We threw in a fire conference, which is a leadership conference for middle school. So we did that last week as well. We had a workshop for floriculture. So a lot going on. And the next thing on the list is our CDE competitions coming up, which I love CDE season. I have a lot of kids that come in and they don't have prior knowledge or skill of that area, and it is just wonderful to watch them learn. I'm going to use Tyler as an example over here. Tyler this year is on my equine team. Anyone who knows Tyler knows that I don't think he's. Have you ever been around a horse? Close up, Tyler?
Not a lot,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. But he's learning, and I think it's great. And I have 3 senior boys that are on the equine team. 2 of them have been on since they were freshmen, and it's not something if you saw those 3 boys and be like, hey, guys, you would be great to judge equine. But they do it, and they do a great job. In fact, Devin and Houston went to state last year on that team, so it's great. And like Autumn said, she moved over to the milk products team this year, and she's learning a lot. So it is so fun to watch these kids get involved with a contest where they have to learn something new completely outside their comfort zone, and just watch them, blossom in that. And so many of the things that we do in those CDE contests are real life skills that they're going to learn or use later in life. So
That's what it's all about.
yeah, absolutely. Then wrapping up LDE season 2, we had our parliamentary procedure team, and Annabeth went on for prepared speaking to sectional. So we're pretty excited about that. That's coming up on Wednesday the 4th. So we're hoping for some kids advancing to state this year.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in today, everyone.
Thanks.
James Nee, along with Melissa Sprecher, Alyssa Olson, Jaden Boland, and Tyler Steinmetz, and Autumn McBain joining us in this portion of the morning show.